boa. Dumeril's boa. That's the type of snake she is. Now, what do snakes sound like? Ooh, that's right. And if they don't have any legs, that means they have to slither. Let me see you all slither. Slither. Ooh, that's right. Now, our snake, when you get a chance to see her, she is big. She es grande. Absolutely right. And when you get a chance to look at her, I want you to look at her sides, and you might even see some faces in the sides of her skin.
That's right, friends. So we're going to get a chance to meet our snake now. Now, she is very big, but not to worry. She is relaxed and actually prefers to sleep most of the day. So she's a really big snake called a Dumeril's boa. And this snake is from Madagascar. Yeah, a very, very far away place. So in Madagascar, this snake would actually prefer to live and sleep in a den or a little place that's safe all day long. So you can see how big she is. We're letting her get settled here. Perfect. So friends, as Larry was mentioning, there are some beautiful designs or patterns on her side. Now, that color actually helps her to blend in the forests of Madagascar. Those beautiful colors of dark and light help her to blend in when there's shadows in the forest. Now, her ability to blend in is important because unlike other animals that run really fast to hunt their food, she prefers to kind of sit and wait and smell for her food. So because she is so big, she likes to conserve that energy and would prefer to just blend in and go exploring whenever she wants. So we'll have some friends come up to be able to touch. Do you remember the two fingers? Two fingers. And you'll actually pet right by Mr. Larry's hand here, right with me. So if my front row here can come on up. Come on up, my front row. Come up here, two fingers. And you can pet right by Mr. Larry's hand. Perfect. And I will get you some sanitizer, my friend. Thank you. While the next will come on up. We can start a line of the second row as well. Come on here. Pet right there by Mr. Larry. It's okay. Here you go. All right, next. Yeah, come on up. We'll have a nice pet. Now, what you're petting, my friends, is her scales. Snakes have very, very amazing scales that actually help to protect them. Now, those scales are the snake's skin. And the scales or the skin helps to protect that snake because they're slithering on the ground all the time. All the time. And we'll pet first and then we'll sanitize you. So when they're slithering on the ground, sometimes there may be sticks there. There may be things that could hurt them. So those scales let's do one row at a time if we could, just so there's not a long line and people aren't listening. So those scales help to protect them, and it's really important. So, you know, friends, snakes are so special. They even have an ability to smell their food better than anyone else. How many of us have ever smelled maybe your parents making some yummy cookies or something in the kitchen? You know what I'm talking about? And you smell it and you say, oh, I know there is some brownies or some cookies nearby. Well, you know what? Snakes, they have the ability to smell so well that they can actually figure out which house in the whole neighborhood might be making some brownies or cookies. But they don't actually care for the smell of brownies or cookies, though. Does anyone know what snakes might eat? Does anyone know? What do you think? Rats. I heard rats from over here too. They might. What was that? What is it? Rocks? Oh, frogs. You know, some snakes might actually eat frogs. That's a great idea. Yeah. So snakes really love to eat all kinds of things. Some snakes even eat other snakes. It's true. But this snake, Sage here, the Dumeril's boa, would never really eat another snake, but definitely our small rodents like rats or mice, definitely maybe a rabbit or another small mammal. So they definitely do a good job of kind of keeping things in balance because they have to eat. And a lot of times that is really important for them because they only have one meal, maybe one meal a month, because that meal that they might eat would last them the entire month. So friends, whenever we see snakes, it's really important to think about, sanitizer please. It's really important to, I would recommend wash hands please. It's really important to think about these animals and how special they are because they certainly do help out our whole environment, especially this one here from Madagascar. So friends, if you ever see a snake in your local backyard, you're out on a walk, out in nature, how many of you maybe are scared instantly? You just say, snake, yeah, maybe a little scary. Well, you know what? There's something that's important to know to do, and that is to just look at the snake and actually say, hi, snake, how are you? But don't get too close to it, but just say hello and then carry on your way. Don't try to get too close because a lot of snakes here in our local forests and woods, they don't want to be pet like Sage. So it's really important to make sure that we do give our snakes the respect and not try to touch any that we may have here because they may be dangerous snakes. So one other thing you can do to help protect snakes is actually stay on the trails. When you're out hiking and out exploring in nature, try not to go jumping into the rocks or off the trail or moving rocks around or poking. You want to stay on the trail, and that certainly will help the snakes out because you might be trampling in their neighborhood, in their house, because they might just be sleeping just off the trail and you don't know until you start trampling through the grass there or moving a rock that they might be sleeping under. So, really important ways that we can help our local snakes out. Now, have you enjoyed Miss Sage here? Yeah, she's beautiful. So, I want everybody to give me your best snake tongue and hiss, and we'll say goodbye to Sage. Great job, everybody. Oh, all right. We're going to keep things moving along. We're going to meet a totally different type of animal now, but still a reptile. How many of you like lizards? some of us like lizards. Has anybody ever seen a lizard in your neighborhood or at your house? You've never seen one? A lot of us have. Lizards, they love to sit in the sun. That's right. Now, the lizard we are going to meet especially loves the hot, hot sun. It's so hot where this lizard lives, hotter than San Diego, hotter than one of the hottest deserts. You know, here, I think it can get to be maybe 100 degrees some days, right? And that's pretty hot when it's that hot, 100 degrees. But imagine it's 130 degrees. Really hot. Our friends here are melting. And you might feel the same. You might say, oh, it's so hot being that hot. But this lizard says, nope. This lizard says, I love it when it's that hot. And actually likes to go for a run. So this lizard doesn't mind at all when it's hot. And in fact, this lizard can survive in this hot, hot desert. It's called the Sahara Desert in Africa. And it gets very hot there. And you know what? I'll just set the scene. Imagine you see sand. Friends, do it with me. Sand, sand, rocks. Put some rocks out there. Sand, more sand, sand, rocks, and some grass over here. Okay, can you do it? Ready? Sand, sand, rocks, some grass, and then 0 water. There's no rivers or lakes. There's no water like we see here. What do we have again? Sand, sand, rocks, and a little bit of grass. This lizard can live in this hot place every single day with just a bunch of sand and rocks. It can survive. But let's learn more about how this lizard can survive.
Ooh, one of my favorite things about this lizard is because, well, while it's out there in the desert and there's no water anywhere for it to find, this lizard actually knows magic. That's right. Out there in the deserts of the African Sahara, this lizard will run around, and when it gets thirsty, it doesn't have to try and find water because it knows magic. And when it wants to get a drink of water, he'll hold up his lizard wand. In fact, all of you can do this too. Let's do this. We're going to do some magic. Hold up your lizard wands just like this, and then repeat after me. Alakazoo. Alakazee. Make some water inside of me. And just like that, the Euromastix lizard makes water inside of their own belly. Now, it's not exactly magic. It's science. And I bet there's another animal that lives in the desert that does the same thing that you already know about. It has a big hump on its back, and it walks around with water sloshing around in that big hump. A camel. That's right. Now, those camels, they don't have water in their hump that's sloshing around. It's actually fat. And they're able to turn those fat cells into water, just like our friend, Littlefoot. That's his name. His name is Littlefoot. Everybody say, hi, Littlefoot. And the Euromastix lizard is able to create water inside of their own belly. And it's actually called oxidation. Can you all say oxidation? Then that is the process on how they turn those fat cells into water. And so they never need to drink any water. Now, being a lizard that's out there in the deserts, sometimes they get hungry too. But they can't use magic to create food inside their belly. They have to go out and eat something. What does a lizard eat if it's out there in the deserts? Ants? That's a really good answer. There are lots of lizards that go out and eat ants. In fact, there's a lizard that lives right around here that only eats ants. And it's actually called a horny toad. Even though it's a lizard, it's not a toad, but they only eat ants. But the Euromastix lizard, like you're getting a chance to meet, Littlefoot right there, they don't eat any ants. In fact, if he saw an ant, he would go, ew, yuck, eh. He doesn't like to eat ants. What else do you think that lizard might eat? What do you think? Bees. Oh, another excellent answer. Because bees are a lot bigger than ants. They might be full of deliciousness. And of course, they make honey, so maybe they taste nice and sweet. But this lizard, it can't eat any bees. In fact, bees would fly away before it could even catch it. I'll give you a hint. This animal never eats any bugs. No bugs at all. Ooh, grasshoppers, another excellent answer. But grasshoppers are, in fact, insects. They're a lot bigger, and they do have a lot of protein for other lizards, but not for a Euromastix. No bugs at all. In fact, they are herbivores. Who can tell me what's an herbivore? Yes. Something that only eats plants. That's absolutely right. So take a look at our friend Littlefoot here, and as he's coming around, you're going to notice he has a very special mouth with no teeth inside of it. He has no teeth, and that's because they only eat plants. Kind of like a vegetarian. If we were only to eat plants, that is exactly what our friend, the Euromastix lizard, does. So out there in the deserts, they have to go and find plants. What kind of plants would be out in the desert? Like these ones right here. Absolutely right. But you know what is not out in the desert in Africa? Right here. What are these? What are these right here on the side? Cactus, that's right. And cactus, they have a lot of water inside of them. But in Africa, there's no cactus. So they don't need any cactus. But they do find grass and flowers. And that is where they get all of their food from those little bits of desert grasses and flowers. And how much water do they drink? Zero. That's absolutely right. Because how does our friend Littlefoot get its water? He makes it inside of his own belly through magic. Okay, it's not magic, it's science. Now, some of you might have noticed his tail. What's special about that lizard's tail? All those spikes. That's right. He has all of these spikes all over his tail. Now, what would a lizard that only eats plants need a spiky tail for? For protection. Ah, I like that answer. What else? What do you think? Ah, yes. In case maybe there's a dragon flying through the deserts, and he's coming around and he sees that lizard. I'm going to eat that lizard. It's so tasty. But then that spiky tail, he'll turn it around and he'll whack the dragon. Psh, arr, arr, arr. You're so mean and vicious. Psh, psh, psh. That's great. And then the lizard gets to survive another day because of that strong tail. Everybody say goodbye, Littlefoot. Are you ready to meet the next animal? I don't think you're really ready, because this next animal is often everybody's favorite animal, because it is going to be one completely different than those reptiles we just saw. This one is going to be cute and cuddly and furry. Thomas, what is it?
It's a great question, Larry. It's a cute furry animal known for its super amazing ability to communicate, but it doesn't communicate with its mouth like we do. It can't talk to his friends. It uses body language. So what I want to do with you folks is ask you.
I can use body language.
Oh yeah? Let's see. No, that's not body language, Larry. That's texting. This animal can't use phones, but it uses something else very important. So what I want you all to do is play a game with me. Do an activity with me. I want you folks to tell me that you're happy without saying anything. I love it. Look at all those smiles. What about scared? Tell me you're scared without saying anything. Ooh, I don't like this. Go back to happy. Okay, now tell me you're angry without saying anything. Oh, okay, this is a big mistake. All right, go back to happy. Let's see happy again. So we're using our faces to communicate how we feel. This animal can communicate its feelings using its great, big, giant ears. We're going to be meeting a bunny. Everybody put your bunny ears up. We're going to be bunnies together. Now, in fact, do you want to do animal actors? In fact, what I'm going to ask you folks to do is I'm gonna need 3 volunteers who want to come up and help become this animal. Amanda's gonna help pick some out. Looks like we got our first taker here. We got 2. Can we get a third bonus guest, Amanda? What do you think? You see any good options here? There's nothing but good options. All right, those are our 3 members. Now, those of you who didn't get called on, we are all going to play together. Don't worry. So, first of all, these 2 are our bunnies right here. Give it up for our bunnies. Very nice. All right, now, bunnies, I want you to put your bunny ears up for me. You know what? I don't like this so much. What do we think about real bunny ears? There we go. So you 2 are going to put up our real bunny ears. And those of us in the audience, put up your imaginary bunny ears just like this. Now, right now, our ears are sticking straight up. That means happy. That is a bunny's smile, is those ears sticking straight up into the sky. Now, if up means they're happy, what do you think they do when they're sad? Down. So what they're going to do is they're going to go back along their back. And they'll do this if they're sad or if they're scared. Now, there are a lot of things out there that could startle a wild bunny, like maybe some sort of predator or a loud, sudden noise. I don't know, some kind of loud noise. Listen, we'll use our large bunny ears. I hear something. Whoa. You folks hear that? It almost sounds like, oh no, it's a wolf. Oh no. Now these bunnies are alert. They hear that noise, so they're going to put those ears down. But that's not it, because here's the problem. All you bunnies, you're too far away to have heard that wolf. So they need to warn you. What bunnies are going to do is they've got a natural built-in alarm. Anyone ever seen a giant bunny foot? So friends, go ahead and stomp the ground with your foot. Just like that. Whoa. And so these bunnies are going to stomp. Everyone in the audience, try it with me. Stomp the ground with your foot. And what's going to happen is that sound is going to let all of our bunny friends know there's danger. And then they're going to hop away from the wolf. Go ahead, chase them, wolf. Chase. Quick, get those bunnies. Go, bunnies, go. Go, bunnies, go. All right, it looks like the wolf was just a little too slow. Come on back, Mr. Wolf. Our bunnies managed to get away. Can we give him a consolation prize? Yum. Delicious. Can we get a round of applause for our wolf? Very nice. Now, our bunnies, they're not done yet because they're so excited they got away from danger. They're going to celebrate. And bunnies have something they do when they're really, really excited. What do you folks do when you're really excited without saying anything? Show me you're really excited without saying anything. Whoa, dance party. I see that. I see people waving their hands around. I see people jumping up and down in excitement. That's what bunnies are going to do too. They do something called a binky, where they basically jump and they kick their legs like this. So why don't our bunnies demonstrate? How about space out from each other a little bit? There we go. And now you're going to jump just like I did and kick to the side. Very nice. That's called a bunny binky. How about you folks? Does anybody want to try binky with them? Stand up. And on 3, we're all going to binky together. 1, 2, 3, binky. And again, 1, 2, 3, binky. Beautiful job, folks. Round of applause for our bunnies. Thank you so much. You're still, yeah, so they're going to stand right up. Very nice. And we're going to take those ears off you. Thank you so much, folks. You did awesome. Go ahead and return to your seats. What do you folks say? Well, that was a great bunny, wasn't it? Let's move on to the next animal. Wait, do we have a real bunny?
I think it's time to meet a real
Oh, okay, let's meet the real bunny. You folks want to meet a real bunny? Let's do it. Yeah, I think that's a good call, Mr. Larry. Now, I don't want to alarm anybody, but this bunny, it's slightly larger than the ones we have around here in our backyards. So maybe a little bigger than that tiny one. Maybe like, what do you think, like this big? Maybe even bigger? Who knows? I don't know. It's just a little smidge bigger than the bunnies we're used to around here. You see, this type of bunny is called a Flemish giant bunny. And this is Mr. Finn. Okay. All right, so everybody remember, we are going to have you folks come up in a nice single file line. We're going to do one row at a time. Okay.
Everybody, please take a seat. Have a seat. We will come to you, and everyone will get a chance to pet just one at a time. So everybody, please have a seat.
So as Mr. Finn makes his way around, we're all going to be petting him like scientists. Remember, show me that two-finger science touch? And scientists, they look at every animal critically. They're going to touch that animal and think, wow, I'm going to notice something about this animal. What do you folks notice about petting Mr. Finn? Maybe that he's really soft. Really soft. And that is because he owes that softness to his really thick fur coat. He has this great thick fur coat on. And that helps those bunnies in nature. Now, a lot of bunnies in nature live in places where it can get pretty cold. And they're going to need that thick coat, kind of like we need a jacket to keep themselves nice and warm. But what about if it gets too hot? What do we do if we're wearing a jacket and it gets too hot? We take that jacket off, don't we? Do you think he can take his jacket off? No, he can't just take his coat off. Not really. What they can do, though, is they will start to slowly shed. That fur will start falling off. And so bunnies here, they can make pretty amazing pets. But there is a lot of work that goes into caring for a bunny like Finn. You have to brush them every day. You have to clean up all that hair that is constantly filling up your house. And let me tell you, during this part of the year, July, August, when it is the hottest point of the year here in San Diego, that is when Finn sheds like crazy. Anytime I go to our headquarters, I basically just walk into a wall of fur floating in the sky, and then I start sneezing. Achoo! Achoo! It's real wild. Very nice. Great sneeze. Now, another thing to notice is, of course, his size. Surely we're thinking, this is the largest bunny I've ever seen in my life, right? Has anybody ever seen a bunny bigger than this? A real bunny? Probably not. And that is, again, because he is called a Flemish giant rabbit. Now, bunnies, as pets, need a lot of space and a lot of food, too. Tons of space. You need a big pen for that rabbit to stay in and be nice and healthy, so they have enough room to move around, do those bunny binkies, and have fun, get those wiggles out. I'm sure some of us can relate. Surely some of us can get some pent-up energy and really need a lot of space to move around. So if a regular bunny needs a ton of space, imagine how much space this giant bunny needs. That's a lot of space. And he has a ton of that at Zuvargo. He has a whole habitat where he can run around. He even has 2 habitats. He's so big, he gets his own summer vacation home at Zuvargo, where he can run around and play and have lots of fun. Now, folks, I don't know if we covered this yet, but does Does anybody know what bunnies eat? What do you think? Carrots. Okay, I like that answer. What about this, folks? What if I told you he's an herbivore? Does anybody know what an herbivore is? How about you? I saw your hand up in the yellow shirt. You don't know? What about you? I see your hand up. Do you know? Right here in the front in the flower shirt. Do you know? Plants? Yeah, there you go. So he's an herbivore, which is an animal that only eats plants. So do you think if a little bunny is hopping around out there and they find this, what's this? Is he going to eat this? Why not? Is meat a plant? No, it sure isn't. So that bunny is going to walk up to this meat and he's going to go, ew, nasty. And he's going to throw it right on the floor. What about this? What's this? Is carrot a plant? So is this bunny going to eat the carrot? Well, let's find out, shall we? Hi, Mr. Bunny. You want this carrot? Whoa. Looks like you folks were right. He really went to town on that carrot, didn't he? Now, look at this, though. Look at how big Finn is. Look at how big this carrot is. This carrot, it might be hard to see right now, but it's half the size of Finn. So do you think I can give him this carrot every single day? Carrots actually have a lot of sugar in them. They're good for us because we're humans. We're so large compared to that carrot that we can eat it no problem. In fact, they're healthy for us. But for a rabbit his size, they're just a little too small to eat this great big carrot. This has so much sugar that to a rabbit, this is like a great big Butterfinger or an ice cream sandwich. Imagine if you had an ice cream sandwich half the size of your body. An ice cream sandwich the size of your leg. Everybody look at your leg for me. Look at how long your leg is. Imagine if you had to eat an ice cream sandwich that big in one sitting. I bet it sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. But has anybody ever had too much candy in one sitting? You know what happens? You get that stomach ache. Oh, I'm never gonna eat ice cream sandwiches again. So you need to watch these rabbits' diet. And when you have them as pets, the most important part of their diet is hay, just like a horse might eat. Isn't that crazy? Look at how big he is. I also heard somebody say cabbage. Most of what they should eat should be hay, but every morning, Finn here does get a big salad of leafy greens. Now, I don't think we usually put cabbage in there. I think cabbage isn't that great for them, but other kinds of leafy greens like parsley, cilantro, they love it. Spinach is actually really bad for rabbits. Yeah, so spinach is crazy. It's good for us, but it has something in it that makes it hard for them to get other nutrients that they need. So it's really hard for them to digest spinach. They can't eat spinach. But you're on the right track. I love that you're thinking about that. You're probably all thinking at this point, whoa, Thomas, that's way more information than I ever wanted about rabbits. But it's all for a very important reason. How many of you have fallen in love with Finn today? And how many of you are going to go home after camp today and tell your mom and dad, hey, mom and dad, we're getting a rabbit this instant. This instant. Remember, rabbits are no easy feat. They're a lot of work. You need tons of space, tons of hay. You need to know all the right information about them. You need to give them toys to play with and chew on. And you need all that stuff and more. You need to do your research to take care of an animal like this, because an animal like this can live to be 15 years old. Whoa. Lot longer than 1 or 2 years like most people think. And Finn here, he's only 3 years old. He's a young man, aren't you, Finn? And already so full of wisdom. Did you all love meeting Finn? You folks want to move on and meet the next animal? No? Well, we do. I don't know. Continue, huh? Yeah, we have a question. We'll take a couple questions for Finn because he's so popular. Is he going to grow more? That's a great question. So Finn is actually part bred Flemish giant rabbit. He's not a pure Flemish giant rabbit. So we believe this is about as full grown as he's going to get. But a purebred Flemish giant rabbit could be twice as big as this. They can those purebreds can outgrow a lot of dogs. Good question. So the Flemish giant can, he will not. Great question. All right, folks, put your bunny ears up and use them to wave bye-bye to Finn. We're going to move on to our next animal. Now, I know that was awesome, but this next animal is going to blow your socks clean off. So make sure you put your socks, everybody check your socks. Make sure they're really tight around your feet because we don't want anyone losing their socks.
All right, you know what, friends? I think I need another helper to come up here. Another person who can become an animal actor. Really harness your inner lizard, because we are going to meet another kind of lizard. So let's see. I saw some hands over here that came up really fast, right here in the middle. Let's get someone from this side. Really, is this a really good lizard right here? Coming up right here in the middle. Yes, Spider-Man. Come on over here. You're going to become a lizard for me. But you know what? You got to pass the tryouts first. Let's see. Can you be a really good chicken? No, you can't be a chicken. What about a penguin? Can you be a penguin? No, I can't be a penguin. What about a crab? Can you be a crab? Okay, let's see. Can you be a crab? That's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so we're going to turn you into a lizard. Are you ready for that? But not just any kind of lizard. You're going to be a lizard that has really big claws. Show everybody your really big claws. And these big claws, they are good for climbing. Show everybody how you climb with those claws. But wait a minute. Your claws, I think they need to be a little bigger. Thomas, can we get some awesome claws out here?
How about these? There you go.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, now put those claws on. And, okay, put this other one on. Oh. All right, get your hand in there. Now, show everybody your awesome claws and how you can not only climb with those, but you can dig. Show everybody how you dig. Dig with those claws. Dig, there you go, just like that. And you know what else a lizard has? What do they have on their back? A tail, that's absolutely right. We're going to need to give you a lizard tail. And you know why? It's because this lizard can actually swim with that tail. So let's clip on your lizard tail here. Now, show everybody how you can swim. Come on and swim with me. Swim. There we go, perfect. And show everybody your tail as we swing your tail around. Now, of course, if you're gonna really become a lizard, you're gonna need to have a lizard smile. Thomas, do we have any lizard smiles back there?
Is this a lizard?
That is not. What kind of lizard? Is that a lizard? No, we did that one already. That's the rabbit ears. We need a smile, right? Show them a smile. But we need perfect, a lizard smile. There we go. Show everybody your awesome claws and that tail, and of course your lizard smile. Now, you know what? This isn't just any kind of lizard. Friends, we are getting a chance to meet a tegu lizard, and the tegu lizard is known for being a chicken wolf. That's right. That's why you had to act like a chicken. And can you act like a wolf now? Perfect. Just like, oh, there we go. A chicken wolf. Can you, okay, let me hear you howl like a wolf. Fantastic. Everybody, give our lizard a round of applause.
I'll help you. There you go. I'll take these from you.
Okay, but you know what? Go ahead, have a seat. Well done, lizard. Now, the tegu lizard really is the chicken wolf. Not because it acts like a chicken, not because it acts like a wolf, but because it is like a wolf when it goes and hunts for chickens. Because yes, this lizard is actually big enough to eat chickens. Bark, 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 bark. But not only will it eat chickens, you see, this animal has a superpower. In fact, it has so many superpowers. It's good at just about everything. And one of those things is it's good at eating, like a carrot. Wait a minute. Do you think a lizard would eat a carrot? Now, wait a minute. That was his superhero power, that he can eat just about anything. So they'll eat a chicken. They'll eat a carrot. They'll eat, you know what? They will eat shells. And the little animals that are inside there, like snails, they'll gobble them up. Hand sanitizer. Nobody should eat hand sanitizer. Let's look at that. That's poisonous. Oh, salad, like tomatoes and lettuce. This lizard absolutely loves to eat her salads.
I got one.
Oh.
Now, our tegu is one of her favorite snacks.
Oh. Eggs.
Is the lizard gonna eat an egg?
Wait a minute. Do you think this lizard can eat an egg? But it's raw. Yes, absolutely. She'll take that egg and gobble it up. In fact, like Thomas said, it absolutely is one of her favorites. But she does prefer scrambled eggs. Yeah, and we feed her any chickens, but we do give her bugs, and she loves squiggly little bugs. Now, friends, we're going to get a chance to meet Miss Saffron, who is an Argentinian tegu lizard.
All right, my friends. So I want you to show me how big was the first lizard we got to meet. Do you remember how big it was? Can you show me how big? Okay. What? Was that big? Well, this lizard is going to be quite a bit bigger. She is called a tegu lizard, and they do live down in South America. Just like we learned, they climb with big claws. They swim with their legs and claws and their tail, and they eat all kinds of different things. And a big thing is they are an ultimate survivor. No matter what kind of crazy things come their way, this lizard can survive. Even if it got attacked by a big falcon or a bird of prey, it might even then just drop a part of its tail off to protect it. This animal is so well adapted. Now, this particular lizard that you're going to get a chance to meet actually has a very special story. This is Saffron, everybody. Now, her story is that she was actually lost in San Diego County, wandering around a neighborhood. Yeah. Imagine you open your door and you see this giant lizard, right? So people were calling the Humane Society, please come. I promise there's a large lizard that's been wandering around. Every time they would come, they're like, we don't see it. This is crazy. So eventually, after many times coming out to this particular neighborhood, months later, they finally were able to save her and rescue her. Because it was getting to be wintertime last winter, and it's cold for lizards, so this lizard might have gotten really sick. But during that time, she got rescued, was able to go to an amazing rescue, and we adopted her from that local animal rescue. So she has been an amazing animal ambassador, and we love her so much. So we've actually been saving a special thing. So at the end here, we're going to have a chance where you can meet her, as well as, if you wanted to touch her, of course, and then we're going to have some photo opportunities too. So we're going to save that special encounter with her for that special time. And again, her name is Saffron, and she is a tegu lizard. Now, something we can do to help our lizards that we find and see out in our own backyards is to not capture them up, catch them up, pet them, keep them in your home. Lizards are much more happier, besides this one, out in the wild, out living free where they should be. So it's always a good idea to remember, even though it's super fun as young people to catch lizards, it's not super fun for the lizard, and it's more better for them to live outside, because those small lizards that are out in our neighborhood, they eat flies, they eat mosquitoes, they eat spiders, all kinds of bugs. So it's the good job they're doing out in our local neighborhoods. And if we capture them and keep them in our house just to look at, then those flies and mosquitoes and bugs aren't getting eaten. So it's a good idea to leave the lizards outside in our own backyard. And if you ever do find a giant one, it's important to call the Humane Society. All right, friends, let's use our lizard claws and say, goodbye, Saffron. We will get a chance to touch it at the end. We are saving some extra time at the end to allow for more interactions and for some photo opportunities, okay? So we still have one more animal to meet. Who's ready for this last one? Yeah? Okay. So we have met some reptiles today. We've met a mammal, the rabbit, and we've met that big snake, also a reptile. We're gonna switch things up. We're gonna meet a bird. So friends, show me, what do birds do? Show me, what do birds do? They fly, they flap their wings, they fly through the sky. Some of them also can fly silently. Some birds can fly silently. What that means is without any sound. A bird that flies without any sound is one that is usually trying to sneak up on something it's flying toward. And that would be some kind of nighttime bird known as an owl. We're going to get a chance to meet a silent, flying, nighttime bird, an owl. Now, owls have very sharp talons for catching their food. They have very sharp beaks. But even more than all of those amazing abilities, they have really great eyes for being able to see so much. They can actually look so far across the street, down the way, and they can say, oh, that book in the library is the book about owls. They can see that well. And then we're like, there's a library over there? Really? Like over there? We couldn't even see it, but they can see super far because they have to do that to be able to hunt really well at night. So they listen really carefully, and they sit and they watch. And then when they hear that tiny little squeak of a mouse, or they hear the rustling of the leaves, they'll focus their eyes on what they're trying to find, and then they'll fly silently right to their food. They're amazing hunters. And the amazing owl that we're gonna get a chance to meet, her name is Nova, and I am gonna get her out.
So we've been talking a little bit about how amazing these owls' vision is. And we're going to kind of test that for now, folks. So in the meantime, we have this beautiful backdrop of the desert here, don't we? Let's look at this. What do you folks see in this beautiful painting up here, this beautiful screenshot. We see mountains. Okay, look at this mountain in the middle. Does anybody here, everybody look really closely. In fact, show me binoculars. Put binoculars around your eyes like this. Now, can you folks see the ant that's crawling around on this mountain 700 miles away? No. No, we can't see that, can we? Because we're humans, we don't have that kind of vision. But Nova, the owl, she absolutely can. They can see tiny little bugs from maybe not 700 miles away, but pretty far away, very far away. And if there were a little ant or a beetle crawling around on top of that cliff, you better believe she'd be able to see it. Now, turn back into owls for me with your binoculars. They have what's called binocular vision. We're going to play a game here, folks. Keep those binoculars up and look straight ahead up at me. But here's the rule. And now all I want you to do is with these binoculars, you're going to look to the friend next to you. But here's the rules. Here's the rules. You have to keep your head faced at me. Keep those binoculars around your eyes. Don't move your head at all. Look to the person sitting next to you. Don't move your hands or your head. You can't do it, can you? You can't see them because your eyesight is blocked by these binoculars, isn't it, Mr. Larry? Can you see me? No. Owls, they look at my eyes really closely. Look at my eyes. See how I'm shifting them around? Owls can't do that. They're locked in place. So they can move their heads really far around. In fact, they can move their head almost 270 degrees. That means if I wanted to, I could turn my head all the way to the right and look at Mr. Larry like this. See it? I can't quite make it. I'm about to hurt myself, so I'm going to stop. Humans can't do that, but owls can. We're going to see a demonstration. So while we have Nova out here, what I want you folks to do is pay really close attention to how her head moves. See that, folks? Mm-hmm. Shut the door. Now, while she's up here, I want you folks to pay really close attention to her neck and how that moves every time she does it. But also look at those great big fuzzy feet. Does anybody see those nails? Does anybody see her toenails? They're almost the size of her whole toe. Isn't that crazy? That's that strength that Amanda was talking about. Those feet are so powerful that they can take down really large prey. They can eat things like mice, rats, those kinds of rodents we don't want breaking into our pantry and eating all of our food. So these owls have a really important role in the environment and here in our local community. They can be found all over North America, and they are our natural pest control. So one of the easiest ways to help out owls is if you have mice or rats breaking into your house and eating up all your food, a lot of people will put out poison to help take care of that problem. Now here's the issue. If that rat eats some poison, it's going to slow down and get sick. And then if Nova eats that easy pickin' rat, what's going to happen to Nova? She's going to get sick too. She could die. So what we can do to protect these owls is simple. Just don't use that poison. Let nature do the work for you. We have all these beautiful owls all over the place that can take care of rats and mice for us. Gophers that tear up our lawns. You know what else these owls can eat? They can even eat skunks. Anyone ever seen a skunk in person? They're bigger than she is. But she can take them out no problem. And owls, they can't smell. They don't have a sense of smell. So a skunk, what's a skunk's main defense? What do they do when they're scared? They stink. They spray you. They turn around, they lift their tail, and they spray you, and they smell awful, don't they? Now, if Nova catches that skunk and it manages to spray her, she's not even going to notice. She's just going to be like, ew, why is this giant mouse so wet? And then she's going to gobble it up. Isn't that neat? Folks, did you all enjoy meeting Nova? All right, folks, so we are going to wrap things up now. We're still going to stick around for the next few minutes to get you folks some amazing photo opportunities with Nova, with Saffron, who we met a minute ago. But before we do all that, I just want to say how thankful we are to all of you for being here and listening to us today, and for the church for inviting us to spend time with you on this lovely evening. Everything, every cent that we make at Zuvargo goes to feeding and taking care of our animals. And just by listening to us talk today, you have all become conservation scientists. So give yourselves a pat on the back, a nice quiet pat on the back. Good job, folks. We can't do what we do without your support. So what I want us all to do to wrap up is on the count of 3, I want us to all give a loud whisper, because Nova's a little sensitive, so we're not going to scream right now, but a loud whisper of Zuvargo, loud enough that the animals here can know that they did an amazing job and you loved meeting them. Can you all do that for me? Loud whisper on 3. 1, 2, 3. Zuvargo. Whoa. That was pretty good. That was very good. Excellent, even. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure meeting you. We'll see you all next time. And feel free to stick around, say hello, ask us some questions, and get those photos in.
¿Les gustó? ¿Sí? Was exciting? You like it? Wow. A ver, ¿quién puso atención? ¿Cuántos animales miramos el día de hoy? How many animals? 5. Muy bien, ¿eh? Pusieron atención. Ha llegado el momento de tomarnos una foto. ¿Quieren tomarse foto? ¿Sí? ¿Sí? We will take a picture, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for coming. So, with which animal? Okay, can we be all together or just for section?
Just maybe one at a time.
One at a time? Oh, for group. Okay. Okay. Vamos a tomar fotos por grupo, por tropa, rapidito, para irnos a las estaciones. Listen. Primero los más chiquititos. We will start with la tropa Harley, ¿ok? Aquí, todos. Jocelyn, aquí, mi amor. ¿Ok? You can take a seat. Siéntense, mis amores. ¿Ok? Leah, siéntate. More close. Okay. Oh, do you know what? Okay, wait. They are. We can show the lizard. No. Okay, well that's okay. Quería ponerlos como por su animal. Okay. Ay. Corrido. ¿Ya? Ok. Gracias.
Ella está tomando mejores fotos.
¿Quién? ¿Claudia?
Sí.
Ok, se las doy. No, sí está bien, gracias, Olga.
Porque ella...
Gracias, muy bien. Gracias, tropa Harley. Muy bien. ¿Pueden regresar a su asiento? Ahí está, listo. Gracias. Acá. Ok. Leah. Mi tropa Jet, you are next. Muy bien, aquí, right here. You can sit right here, all together, okay? Todos juntitos.